And welcome to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Wren, Vice President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles, Production Manager at OCTV.
And our Secretary at the Chamber of Commerce as well. Yes,
Oh yeah, I should say that, shouldn't I?
Well, gosh, I hope that you had an opportunity to be on our live Zoom meeting that the Chamber had for the State of the Community 2021 Leadership Awards. We had an outstanding group of people that spoke that morning. And it was a wealth of information about our community, the updates on our community, as far as hearing from MDOT and everything that's going to be done. As we know, the road's not completely finished. There's still all that landscaping that needs to be done, and the more permanent lines on the road. I was glad to hear that.
And the signage for the medians.
Yes.
They're going to do more for that. I think he wasn't even aware that one particular median has been hit so many times.
Right.
So that was really nice that he was able to interact with the community to find out what is going good and what's not. That was really cool.
And I think that
Brian
it was
Travers, right?
Correct, yes. I think it was a great idea that we opened that up to the community to put in their questions. And not that I want to say we put the people on the spot, but I mean, these were questions that
we have,
that we have as a community. And every question that was presented to them after everyone spoke was answered in a way that I feel they totally, hit the spot on answering the community's wants and needs. So it was an hour and a half long, and it just seemed to fly by.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
It really did.
Because it was so informative. I'm not sure how many people we had on the Zoom, but the people that were able to attend really got a lot of very good information. Elise, I always want to say Stefanik, Elise Slotkin also made an appearance, which was really neat.
That was so nice because she was our first speaker, and the reason for that was, I know Amy had it set in a certain order, but Lisa had another obligation that she needed. She had a hearing that she had to go to, so she gave us a full 15 minutes of bunch of information.
The state information, right? What they're doing with the state. She did address the vaccines as well, and that they're working on it. I know that people are having a difficult time getting vaccines in our state, but she says they're working on it. And I also heard, on that note, I heard from Gary Peters. He updates the studio every now and again, and they're working on it as well. So it's not like
it just doesn't
things are just happening.
Being that you brought that topic up, it just doesn't seem like there should be that type of a problem.
I know.
I know. We have those people who definitely want the vaccine, and then there's people that don't want the vaccine. And so it's not like 100% of all the residents here in the state of Michigan are wanting this, but why are they making it so difficult? It just doesn't seem like it should be that way, especially this far in.
There might be some things I think might be in play. Number one, it was difficult when they rolled out the checks. The state, the IT had difficulty with the volume of people that were trying to get into it. That very well could be the same thing. And this is the first time we've ever had to do this. Also, I think part of it was they changed boats in the middle of the stream and went from one population being a front line workers to another population of being front line or front of the line of vaccines, and so that might have caused that hiccup too. But Gary Peters and I think Elise Elisa, I always say that
Slotkin.
wrong, and I shouldn't. I've even spoken with the woman, but they both said that we haven't gotten the amount that we should have gotten.
Right.
So be patient.
Well, and really,
I
that's
really
it.
think
We-
the
we
seniors should get it first.
We stay with our protocol, okay? You know, wear your masks and do the sanitizing.
It's working. Numbers are down. We're not. The
Exactly.
hospitals are not overwhelmed. The numbers are down. I'm hearing more and more people recovering rather than it being that desperate death sentence. So they've got a handle on what kind of meds they need to use. So yeah, we just need to continue wash our hands and wear our masks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the shots will be coming,
Yeah.
and that's the good point.
Yeah.
That's totally,
Right.
totally. A
And
good
that
point.
was encouraging. She was encouraging when she was talking
Most
about that.
definitely.
Yep.
Most
And then we heard
definitely.
from our township supervisor, and there was some encouraging economic news. So it was very nice to hear all of that.
was.
Everything was upbeat. Everybody had to say. So it was the village.
We had the
was
village
it? Yeah.
manager, we had the
Joe Medor.
Joe Medor, we had Jack Curtis, who is our township supervisor. We had Brian Travis, he was from MDOT, then Alyssa Slotkin. Then we had our president
Right.
of the Oxford Chamber, Mike Sowell, who also happens to be our chief of police. He's the one that kind of kicked it off and just gave an overall as to, you know, what the chamber was able to do in 2020, along with he wanted to put in his plug for the police department
Right, so
too
we got
and
a
everything.
two-fisted information.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And then we had, Mike
Spiz. So we
Spiz.
got Oakland County
Yes,
as
so
well.
Oakland
Right.
County got their information out to us as
Right,
well.
he had good
so-
information, really
Boy,
good information.
I'll tell you,
It was
when,
good.
you know, and we do this every year, so if you didn't have an opportunity to sign up for this, please, by all means, do it next year, because we do it, hopefully we'll be able to do it back in person again and truly have that breakfast. But if not, having it on Zoom, you can have really more people involved in Zoom than we can in person. In person, it's been like
limited
just about 100, maybe 110 people that were
Right.
allowed. And
Due
that's
to
why.
constraints of space. Yeah,
Exactly.
with Zoom, you don't have to.
And with Zoom, I mean, we can
Right.
have 500 and still have it be that more people could attend. So
right.
whichever way we do it, it's definitely a wealth of information about your community, and that's the whole thing. It's your community, our community.
Right.
So
And the businesses, I mean, if you're looking to put a business in here, if you hear something like this, with the entire, from state all the way down to local village government, and hear what they have to say about the economic growth or what's going to happen in the next year, what's happened in the last year to keep us going. If you're thinking about putting a business in this community, that's all good information. It can either tell you yes or no to do it. And what we heard was yes, bring it on in.
definitely.
It was,
I mean,
really
it
good
could,
for
It
businesses.
could not have been more positive.
Yeah, it really
for,
was.
You know, for Oxford. And for many people, you know, that have had businesses, that do have businesses, it was a big plus.
Yeah, it sure
truly
was. The whole year was. And I want to toss in OCTV too, as far as the whole year was concerned. We kind of worked our tail off with the chamber to talk about our businesses and to help our businesses and do advertising for our businesses. I didn't have the opportunity to say that, and I should have. I should have taken the opportunity. So I'm going to say it now. What you guys invest in OCTV, we turned around and put it back into the community in the last year, and I'm so proud of our crew that we're able to do that.
Right. I mean, you were interviewing our local businesses. You put that out as as a commercial, as an advertisement.
Very
And
much.
OCTV did this graciously to help our businesses.
That's why we're here.
And that's exactly why you're here. And that's why we enjoy doing this particular segment of Daybreak, just to kind of bring that information out to you. So we're going to take a real quick break, but please stay tuned because we've got a lot more to share with you. Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Wren, Vice President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles, Production Manager at OCTV and Secretary on the board of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm happy to be there.
We are so thrilled to have you on the board. It's really great.
It's an important relationship, I think, because the Chamber, it so promotes the businesses in the community, and we so promote the community.
Absolutely. So we're working together. So you belong in both of these places.
It's a good bridge. I really like it. I really like being involved, and I like networking.
Yes.
I've found out so much about the businesses around here that, you know, they don't think to call us and say, hey, guess what, this is what we're doing, but the Chamber does, and Amy sends out a letter every week, and
giving everybody that update.
And those Chamber Coffee Connects.
Right.
Yeah,
and talking about that, you know, with the networking, we do those Coffee Connects, and it's always the first Tuesday of the month. So I don't know what the exact date is. Is it March 2nd?
I think it is around the 2nd.
Yes. Whatever the first Tuesday is in March, we're going to be having yet another Zoom meeting. And it starts at 8 o'clock, so it's from 8 to 9. But like Terry was saying, we get new people on there each month, and we learn about their businesses. And just kind of a segue into our directory is going to be printed up again. I want to say it's going to be sometime during the summer.
Yeah, I think we're looking at July.
Mid to late summer. Yeah. So if you have a business and want to advertise in here, this is the current one that we have, and we have tons of advertising in here. So you will be receiving in an email or a letter with all of the information for advertising in this. But our directory goes into every welcome bag that goes out, from whether it's from the village or it's from the township if you're picking up your welcome bag. And this is all put together by your Oxford Chamber of Commerce. So we have printed over 4,000 directories, and just imagine if you're advertising in here, if your business is advertising in here, this is going to hit people's homes. And believe it or not, I rely on this.
I do too. And you know, we had a stack of them in our front lobby, and a couple weeks ago we were talking about them. I went out to get one. I'm like, oh sure, we have plenty. They're gone.
They're gone.
People do use those. I use it a lot.
Well, you'll find them like Tim Hortons. We always like to make sure we have a stack of them sitting at Tim Hortons, and a number of our restaurants of our chamber members. You know, so I mean, if it's a business that's being, you know, it's an establishment like your restaurants where people are going there quite often, they will have these booklets, and they're free. They're free to you. And we are just, I can't even tell you how many years we've been doing this. And in the middle, there's a map in there that will show the whole community of Oxford and the township and everything like that, which is also very good for people. Your new people that are coming in, that are moving here, they don't know the community. And this just helps them along. So look for our new directories, which will be coming out towards the end of this summer. And, you know, be sure to keep this by your phone. I keep mine in the kitchen, quite honestly. So every chamber member will be listed in there along with their businesses too. So,
and we have some new chamber members. I know we talked about. We've got quite a few that came in, and that's so cool because COVID really hit. You know, it hit the businesses, but yet they're still signing up and they're still participating in the community, which is smart on that part, on their part, because keeping in touch with everything that's going on, and the best way to do that is the chamber.
That's really, when you're talking about something, exactly, that's the perfect thing to do. And it just warms my heart when new businesses are coming in and those phone calls come into the chamber, wanting to know, you know, what is the membership fee, and you know, how do I go about? Do I just go online? Can I come in to see you? Can you tell me what all you offer?
And the fee, you mentioned the chambership fee, which is so minimal compared to what you get as a business from the chamber.
Yes.
It's all that advertising, and certainly OCTV is willing to do our part in promoting a new business, or even promoting an older business that's got new things going on. You know, like Victoria, Victoria's Delights. I can't wait to get in there and film in there. I know that she's been pretty busy, but it's that kind of thing that goes on all the time. There's new stuff going on, there's updates, and it's all coming through the chamber if you're a chamber member. So it's really cheap to be a member for what you get out of it.
And we do provide, our chamber does provide a lot
networking
of networking back when we're, you know, when we're going to be able to get back to meeting in person. You know, our restaurants are be able to be open to a larger capacity. In time, this is going to take place, and we'll be back to having those Coffee Connects in person.
And
that
mixers.
Will be at an establishment, whether it's an insurance company or a restaurant or whomever. I mean, we have those everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just yet another way to promote your own business, but where we're having it, it's promoting their business.
Sure.
And with the mixers are always, you know, they're always a lot of fun to get together.
They are. You get to know people that you've heard about them, or you've seen them on the streets and say hi, but then you get to know them and talk about their business and what made them bring their business here, and what made their business what it is. It's fun. I love that.
It's fun to meet the owners. Sometimes when you go into an establishment, you don't really see the owner, but you see the people that are working there, which is wonderful because they are a part of that business. They're the face of the business.
What makes it happen,
exactly.
Right.
So I'm thrilled to be able to be a part of it, and I can't wait to be able to get back and being able to see people.
And you know, that could possibly happen when the weather gets nicer, because even during the COVID and everybody was is so careful. In the fall, while it was still nice, we were able to meet outside.
Exactly.
In front of the village offices, or we've talked about the park, meeting down there, as long as we didn't have a group of more than 100 people, which is easy to do.
Right.
On 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, right. Well,
but that's the business owners are awake too. But it's we're looking forward to that even.
Right.
Not even though COVID orders might still be in place, for lack of a better term.
Right.
COVID precautions. You can still see people outside.
Exactly.
In fact, we did that at the bridge at Christmas time even.
Boy, yes, our little
cold
group,
as it was.
when we lit the bridge for Christmas, we had a group. There was maybe, would you say, a little bit more than a dozen of us down there, and it was like, nice. Wow, this is the first time I've ever known that bridge to be lit, and what a wonderful, and the compliments that came in about that. We have people that want that bridge lit year-round.
I agree with that.
And we did bring that up at our community breakfast, too. That question was brought up. So it is something we are looking into doing, and hopefully we'll see, because it's an awful lot of people that are involved, a lot of different, you know, MDOT, and then the village,
electricity,
and then the electricity, you know, DRS pools. Thank you for allowing us to plug in and use their power in order to have those lights on. So, but that's something that you can't do year-round, so that's yet another thing in the works. So we're going to see, but keep that in mind that you just may see that bridge lit year-round.
That sure would be nice.
It sure would. Well, listen, we need to take one more break, and so don't go away. We're going to be talking about Parks and Rec. We're going to be talking about our upcoming meeting that we're going to be having, a lunch and learn. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Wren, Vice President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles, Production Manager at OCTV and Secretary on the board of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, indeed. We're going to talk some about the Parks and Rec. So what's going on over here?
So Dawn Medici was in the other day. We do a program called Senior Break instead of Daybreak. And she dropped off a whole bunch of things that they're hoping for Parks and Recs. In November, so that's way off, November 7th, 8th, hopefully we'll all be COVID-free by then, they will be taking a 2-day trip. It's 2 nights, 3 days, I think, to Keewatin casinos, and that's both casinos, one in St. Ignace and one in Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, my.
With that tour, they use Bianco bus tours, and the bus itself, the company itself keeps their buses very clean. But in that tour, they're not really held to having to go to the casinos. You can go to shopping downtown Sault Ste. Marie. You can do any explorations you want while you're up there, as long as you get your own transportation to do that. They do have little buses from the hotels to sightseeing places, so that sounds really fun. I would love to do that.
That is.
In October, from the 25th to the 28th, they do, and I'm going to hold this up, but I also have information on Senior Break, the Grand Experience. So that it's 4 days, 3 nights at the Grand Hotel. And there's all kinds of events that they do at the Grand Hotel. They have the buffet lunches or dinners, which I guess are fabulous. No, it'd be the lunches and then the dinners. You have a choice from the menu. I've had the opportunity to stay there with the Michigan MTA, and it's just a beautiful experience.
It is, just to sit on the porch of the Grand Hotel, and the experience really of going to Mackinac Island, being on the boat that takes you over there, having no cars, having everything.
And getting picked up by the Grand Hotel taxi, which is the horse and carriage. It's just so decadent.
Oh my gosh, how
And so
sweet.
what a very cool experience. And they have, they get together, the main tour guides will be Dawn Medici and Mary Magala. I say her name wrong every time, from Independence Parks and Recs and Senior Center. She's done this tour several times, so she knows how to do it. And she said when they first get there, she gets everybody together in her room, and they have wine, and they get to chat, and then they kind of do a tour of everybody else's rooms, because each room at the Grand Hotel is decorated differently, and decorated in 1970s, from I'd say the 30s all the way through up to the 70s. They're very ornate. When I was there, we stayed across from the room that John F. Kennedy and Jackie stayed at.
Really?
And the I hate to call her maid, the housekeeper let us go into that room, and oh my goodness, it was just so beautiful. So that's always fun. You get to go see everybody's room. And then there's all kinds of things that you can do during the day that the hotel puts on, like napkin folding, which was really an interesting class. Or you can tour the kitchen, which is just so fascinating. They even have historical tours of the building, or they have historical tours where you go, you can walk around the island and see all the beautiful houses and learn who lived in those houses. It was exciting.
That's in October.
And that's in October, so they say the island is beautiful in October because of the colors. So on to the next thing, St. Patrick's Day. They're putting a meal together for people. There is a cost to that for $10, and that meal is corned beef and cabbage, boiled redskins, baby carrots, salad, and Irish-themed dessert, which sounds really fun. And so you can register for that by calling Parks and Recs, Oxford Township Parks and Recs, and that's 628-1720. So it's 628-1720, and then use Dawn's extension, which is 101. 248, of course, we know that. You have to do that ahead of time. The St. Patrick's Day package is handed out on March 16th, which is a Tuesday, from 11:30 to 4 p.m. So you can also go onto their website, which is oxparkrec.org, and get the details of that.
And I see on that it's Chef Brian from Independence Village of
yeah,
Oxford
right.
that's
Thank
doing
you.
this,
Yeah.
and he is phenomenal.
He is. He's a great cook.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you for bringing that
Yes,
up.
because I was wondering where the meal was going
How's
to
that
be
gonna
prepared.
happen? Yeah.
But Brian's.
And then they
he's
deliver
something.
it. It's porch delivery, so I'm going to get in on that one.
Yes.
Also, Oakland County Parks has a program called Friends with Pens, and it's a pen pal program. And so if you want to get involved in that, and it's just a great networking right now. You know, a lot of people are not able, they're doing the social distancing thing. So if you want to get involved in that, you can call 248-858-0916, or you can email events, plural, at oakgov.com. And I'll put that on the bottom of the screen.
Do you remember back when I was in elementary school?
Yes,
we had
ma'am.
pen pals, and I had a pen pal from, of course, another state. How I wish that we would have saved that, because
I
do remember that.
Yep,
Wow.
I had a pen pal, I think, from Oklahoma, which was really fun. And then the last thing, there's two things I want to talk about. Sorry about that, I'll talk fast. The Oxford Parks and Recs, I think twice a year, has a blood drive. And this one is March 1st. So you'll be watching this as the blood drive happens. So keep in touch with Oxford Parks and Recs to see when the next blood drive happens. They
2
have
days.
several. You're right, March 1st and March 2nd, 1 to 7 p.m. and 10 to 4 p.m. consecutively. But they continue to have them. And right now, from what I understand, they really need blood. And if you want to contact Red Cross, it's 1-800-RED-CROSS or 1-800-733-2767. And then my last thing I want to talk about, and I'm not really that familiar with the information yet. I just got this release the day before yesterday, but there will be an electric cars past, present, and future presentation at the Oxford Public Library, and I need to find out when that is. March 10th. So you're getting this information in time from us. It will be at 7 p.m. If you're interested, go to the website www.myopl, it's miopl.org, for a complete list of programs, or you can call the library at 248-628-3034. I think I got that information out there. I really wanted to do something on that.
Great.
So people know what's going on at the library, and just, get on the
Well, it's
website
nice to
and find out what's
have, the
going on there.
library is open now, correct? I mean,
Yeah.
it is open to the public,
I
that we're
think
back
that's
open again,
starting
so.
that.
So
Yeah.
that is extremely important. I
Yes,
just want to
it
do
is.
one more thing. I want to talk about our Lunch and Learn that the Chamber is having. It's the ins and outs of PPP grants. Very important. We're going to have API consultants and a member from Choice One Bank who's going to provide us with all that information. That's going to be on March 10th. So just get in touch with our chamber so that you can register for that event, okay? And with that being said, we're going to close for now. But it was wonderful seeing and speaking to all of you again. And everybody have a great day. Enjoy this warmth from our winter weather. You know we're still going to have more winter, but enjoy it for now, and we'll see you again real soon.